we are not unmindful of the socio-economic causes. You've heard people say there's no water, there's no development, there are no schools, there is no jobs, there is no employment. I don't disagree. But who can we blame except ourselves? Can anyone in this house point a finger to anyone else and say, you are responsible for this area not being developed over the last 30 years?
Viewers, for many decades now, a certain breed of intellectuals, politicians, and what I call drawing room revolutionaries have perfected one single skill. You know what that skill is? That is the art of making excuses for terrorists. A CRPF Jawan gets blown up by an IED in Bastar, and before the blood even dries, before his family has been informed, before his children know, they no longer have a father. There is this ecosystem that comes out to say we must understand the root cause. You just heard Mr. Chidambaram talking about the socio-economic problems that lead to people picking up the gun. Yes, viewers, root cause. Let's talk about the root cause. Home Minister Amit Shah made it clear today that Naxalism, Maoist terror, is not the result of poverty or injustice. It is the product of a violent ideology. Ideology is the root cause, viewers. Poverty exists in hundreds of districts across the country. Tribal communities face hardships in states far and wide, but they don't pick up the gun. They do not behead policemen or policewomen. They do not burn schools and blow up roads. Only those intoxicated by a murderous, Maoist, Marxist, Leninist ideology do that. And let us name names, because why not? People must know. Former Home Minister, senior leader of the Congress party, Shivraaj Patil, under whose watch the Red Corridor bled freely. He said red terror is an exaggerated problem. Can you believe it? Mr. Chidambaram spent more time talking about linking Naxalism to socio-economic problems than protecting the Jawans who are being killed every month. Viewers, Amit Shah exposed this deliberate ideological softness towards those who wage war on the Indian state. And viewers, then there are the urban Naxals. They don't carry guns. They write columns for those who carry guns to justify and glorify those who bleed innocent Indians. They give TED Talks. They trend on social media. They call every anti-Naxal operation as state repression. They file PILs when Hidma's men are cornered. They light candles for Afzal Guru, Yaqub Memon, and call it free speech. Viewers, this ecosystem celebrates terror and terrorists. They think the path of the gun leads to glory. Viewers, the apologists will never tell you that the Maoists don't want development. They actively destroy development. They burn ration shops. They kill panchayat members. They murder teachers. Viewers, the era of looking the other way is over now. Writing poetry hailing Hidma, Afzal, Burhan is not okay anymore. The era of romanticizing terror is over. And to all those who call themselves activists, academics, advocates, or what have you, while running ideological cover for terror, they must know that their betrayal is being watched.
विकास को तो वामपंथी उग्रवादियों ने वो क्षेत्र में सालों तक नहीं पहुंचने दिया, जो अब नरेंद्र मोदी के शासन में वहां पहुंच रहा है, घर घर जा रहा है। गरीबी के कारण नक्सलवाद नहीं फैला, बल्कि नक्सलवाद के कारण इस पूरे क्षेत्र में सालों तक गरीबी रही। मैं जो इनके समर्थन में, जिनको पॉपुलर लैंग्वेज में अर्बन नक्सल कहते हैं, वो बुद्धिजीवी भाइयों को सवाल करना चाहता हूं। मैंने 6 दिन से लगभग 2000 आर्टिकल निकाले, सारे बुद्धिजीवी भाइयों ने लिखे हुए। सभी आर्टिकल हथियार उठाकर घूमने वाले माओवादियों के साथ चर्चा करो। वो न्याय के लिए लड़ रहे हैं, उनको मारना नहीं चाहिए, इनके प्रति सिंपैथी होनी चाहिए, सरकार विकास जल्दी करे, इस प्रकार के एक भी आर्टिकल जो 8 साल का अबूझ बच्चे को उठा ले जाकर हाथ में हथियार पकड़ा दिए, इसकी मां के लिए नहीं है। आपकी मानवता संविधान तोड़कर हथियार लेकर घूमने वालों के लिए ही है। इनके हथियारों से जो नागरिक मारे जा रहे हैं, इनके लिए आपकी मानवता नहीं है। मानवता के दोहरे चरित्र को मैं स्वीकार नहीं करता मान्यवर, ये मानवतावादी नहीं है, नक्सलियों के समर्थक है। आज हिड़वा जब मारा गया, मान्यवर 172 जवानों को मारने वाला हिड़वा जब मारा गया, इंडिया गेट पर नारे लगे, कितने हिड़वा मारोगे, हर घर से निकल लेंगे हिड़वा। ये वीडियो को राहुल गांधी ने स्वयं ट्वीट किया है।
Let's open this up. Shehzad Poonawalla, the national spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party, Nikhil Jain, Ravi Srivastava ji, Advocate Tala Rashadi, Dr. Pulla Rao, Karan Verma completes this panel. Dr. Pulla Rao, I played out Mr. Chidambaram's statement. It actually reflects the mindset that this ecosystem has, the root cause ecosystem. Sir, listen to that question. Don't jump the gun here. 1 minute. Calm down. Why is this ecosystem out there to celebrate, legitimize gun violence? And how can you do that?
Today, I heard the most ferocious, heroic words in Parliament. That's all, words. The fellow was already dead in 2015. The movement had gone into decline. Naxalite movement was not there. Only the vestigial residues are there. See those brave words. What would have happened to them in all these years? You know, and these movements all across the world start. They started in Uruguay, Tupamaros, the Red Army in Europe, in Japan, the Red Army everywhere. This is not an unnatural phenomenon, Pranesh. Unless this is the first time. I know you're a well-read person. This is the first time
Dr.
you're hearing
Pulla Rao,
this.
you are part of that urban Naxal ecosystem, or maybe you want to join them or lead that brigade, because what you are saying is a betrayal to so many people, family members who've lost their loved ones, innocent Indians who were butchered by these terrorists. Red terror is no joke. This is not some, campaign for justice. Dr. Pulla Rao.
Let me come to you. One sentence. You have to give me. You made very big words. You use very big phrases. I have to reply to them. 1 minute. My dear friend, I totally disagree with this violence, everything. But there was a cause in 67, and those causes were eliminated by every government. Whether it's Deve Gowda's government, PV's government, Indira Gandhi's government, and the tribals were given various rights, and this movement declined by 2014. That's what the figures say. That's what the police bureau figures say. Home Ministry figures say. What I'm saying is, they were very brave and ferocious words I heard today over nothing. It was already dead. The movement was dead. She was shouting. I mean, they were very good words.
Okay, now Dr. Pulla Rao, now listen to the other people of this ecosystem. Ravi Srivastava, are you happy that the government has set a deadline to get rid of red terrorists, Maoist terrorists?
Good evening, Pranesh. First of all, there is no reason to be happy for violence. I am dead against violence, this bloodshedding, for killing people, whether it is a CRPF constable or whether it is a Naxal supporter. But point here is that what did the government achieve? You said 2016.
Ravi Srivastava, Naxal supporter and the CRPF Jawan are the same. Are the same for you, Ravi Srivastava?
You said that Atangwad आतंकवाद for 370 will be finished.
No, answer my question, sir. One minute. Naxal supporter and CRPF Jawan are the same for you, Ravi Srivastava?
A human life is the same. A human life is the same.
Okay, so by that logic, 1 minute. No. By that logic, Afzal Guru was a human being. He was executed. The court ordered his execution. You will shed tears for Afzal Guru?
They are to be dealt with. Forget, you are only Afzal Guru and Burhan Wani.
Okay, listen to someone else. Listen to this. Let's move over Afzal Guru and Burhan Wani. If you're bored of these names, look what the ecosystem says about Hidma. Listen to this. Can we play that out? निखिल, तुम जितने हिडमा मारोगे हर घर से हिडमा निकलेगा. What is this?
Pranesh, I think this is stupidity of the utter highest order. You should not be supporting a terrorist, whether it's a left-wing extremist, an Islamic fundamentalist, a Hindu fundamentalist, a Jew fundamentalist, or whatever. Nobody should be supporting terrorists, and that's very clear. And I've always maintained that stand, and that's been the stand of the Congress government as well. And the proof of the pudding is in the numbers. If you actually look at it, the Naxal deaths of civilians and security forces on account of left-wing extremism in India, they actually first peaked during the Vajpayee era when we had a BJP government in the center. Then in 2003, when you have Raman Singh becoming the chief minister, the BJP's chief minister in Chhattisgarh, you see a further strike. But the moment Chidambaram becomes the Home Minister of India in 2008, you see a steady decline, and that decline has been happening since 2008. And the further sharp decline started when
I'll tell you, no. The decline happened, but the decline, I'll tell you, that decline, what fell? I'll tell you, the moral compass declined. Home Minister Chidambaram, then Home Minister Chidambaram linked this, linked red terror to socio-economic conditions. The same thing that we hear about Burhan Wani, that, son of a schoolmaster or whatever, forced to pick up the gun. This was a result of alienation. Shehzad?
No, first of all, Nikhil has commented on the video you just showed that this is stupidity of the highest order. Congress government never supports it. Pranesh, why don't you put out full facts and tell him also that this was tweeted by Rahul Gandhi?
He knows about it.
Rahul Gandhi supports stupidity of the highest order. Rahul Gandhi actually supports putting Rajniti and vote bank niti over Rashtra-niti. And it's not just Rahul Gandhi. And Pranesh, I will request that because I'm outside, don't interrupt. Let me finish my point. I will request the other panelists. I have also heard them out. B. Mahesh Gaur, Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee Chief. Let there be respect for the sacrifices of Maoists. They have a social perspective. There should be a peace talks with them. Digvijay Singh, they are fighting against exploitation. Kanhaiya Kumar, actually those who are being killed are the Shaheeds. Supriya Shined, after the Chhattisgarh encounter, says that Naxalis are Shaheed. Jairam Ramesh wrote a letter in 2013 for the defense of a Naxalite who was subsequently arrested in 2018. CPI General Secretary D. Raja, the extrajudicial action against counter-insurgency is definitely not welcome against Naxals, even though Naxals can kill 30,000 civilians. A. Revant Reddy, there is a social and philosophical view of Naxalism. We need to support talks. CPIM, they supported and strongly condemned the encounter of Naxalites who, by the way, are not coming with roses. Mulayam Singh Yadav, there should be talks with negotiations with Naxalites. Sonia Gandhi's NAC, Harsh Mandar, Aruna Roy, Planning Commissioner of Sonia Gandhi, Binayak Sen was convicted for having relations with Naxalites. Sudarshan Reddy, their Vice President candidate. It is rapacious, exploitative and repressive policies of the state that has given rise to Naxalite, thereby justifying Naxalism. I just have one question for this cause and action theory. भाई कश्मीरी हिंदुओं के साथ सबसे ज्यादा अत्याचार हुआ. How come no Kashmiri Hindu, there is documented history of ever picking up a gun? This is all about ideology. the ideology of Islamic Jihad and the ideology of Naxalism, and let us call a spade a spade. And all these people, they have soft corner. So they say Afzal is Halat ka mara, Burhan Yaqub is Halat ka mara bechara. Then they will stand in support of 2611 Kasab also and defend it and call it Hindu terror. And now they are defending Naxalites. In Modi Virod, they support anybody including terrorists. And therefore, Nikhil Jain, I ask you, is Rahul Gandhi a Naxal sympathizer? Because in your own words, no Congress government would support it. Why did he tweet this video?
Nikhil?
Pranesh, can I come in?
Please.
First of all, he's lying. Let him show the tweet of Rahul Gandhi where he has specifically tweeted or retweeted a video where people are saying jitne hidma maroge utne hidma aayenge. That's an absolute lie. That is the strategy of Shehzad Poonawalla, the BJP spokesperson. Come on television, say anything and hope that the viewers and the anchors and the other panelists are not going to cross-check whatever nonsense that you're saying. What I would go with are figures and facts picked up from the South Asian terrorism.
No, 1 minute. Are you saying, no, 1 minute. Nikhil, have you seen this video? Because as far as I remember, this poster was part of that video that was shared by the Congress. Have you seen the video?
No.
Then
Pranesh will have to show me the video. I can't see the live screen, but Rahul Gandhi has never tweeted the video as Shehzad Poonawalla is claiming.
Okay.
If he has indeed done that, have your PCR play that tweet of Rahul Gandhi where he is retweeting this video where it's being said.
I'll play it, but I think Shehzad has it ready on his, what appears as an iPad.
Yeah. Can I just please play it?
Please.
Because it's on, I'm opening it live on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it will be a little difficult. 1 second. These are the Rahul Gandhi's video. Those people, those students were the same students, this guy, who said, "Tum jitne hidma maroge, wo har ghar se hidma niklega." Same students on the same video, tweeted by Rahul. But chalo, forget it. I'll give you more concrete proof, Pranesh, because it's come down to that. I'm giving you more concrete proof. Just 10 seconds, please. 10 seconds. Now listen.
नहीं, मैं इस पे कोई राजनीति नहीं करना चाहती हूँ. मुझे लगता है इसकी बिल्कुल गहन जांच होनी चाहिए और उन सब लोग जो शहीद हुए हमारे.
So Supriya Shineth, after the Chhattisgarh encounter when Naxalites were killed, says जो लोग शहीद हुए, and Kanhaiya Kumar tells Ravish Kumar in an interview कि जो मारे जा रहे हैं मतलब नक्सली वो भी तो शहीद है. Nikhil Jain, please elaborate.
मतलब ये, मतलब वो, मतलब ये. You said a specific thing. Play that. Play the proof of that.
He just did. That video without the Nats was posted by the Congress, Nikhil.
He said that Rahul Gandhi posted a tweet supporting these people who were raising slogans, jitne hidma maroge, utne hidma aayenge. Jitne hidma maroge, utne hidma aayenge. Ye video Rahul Gandhi ki timeline.
Okay, I'll also play it out. No, 1 minute. I'll also play it out. I am just pulling out that tweet from, from Congress Rahul's handle. 1 minute. I'll just play it out. Let me bring in Karan and Tala Rashadi quickly. Karan, we've discussed this before. But for the first time, Union Home Minister, called out not just the sympathizers, but the so-called urban Naxals. He named names. And I began by playing out the mindset of, the top leaders of the Congress party, socio-economic conditions, root cause, etc.
So, Pranesh, there are 2 points that I have to make. Firstly, I'll address the point regarding Rahul Gandhi that Nikhil has raised. Should we be really surprised, as Shehzad pointed out, that Rahul Gandhi has always had a soft spot for these has had a soft spot for these Naxalites? Rahul Gandhi has even had a soft spot for ISIS. In Hamburg, and I'm giving the exact date, 23rd August 2018, he goes on to say that ISIS is creating because they were alienated. When you ignore someone, when you ignore a community, it is bound to pick up arms. It is bound to fill that vacuum. Rahul Gandhi has even justified the creation of ISIS, Nikhil, 23rd August 2018. But Pranesh, I want to expose another facet of what Nikhil uttered. Nikhil just uttered P. Chidambaram, and you have to give me a minute because this really needs a serious dressing down. Now I'm only going to quote Chidambaram and I'm going to give you exact dates. 16th July 2009, Chidambaram, the helpless Home Minister, says, we underestimated the Naxals. Follow the chronology. 16th February 2010, he says, we have failed in controlling Naxalism. And he says each of these things to Times of India, by the way. We have failed in controlling Naxalism. Anyone can check. 14th September 2011, he says Naxalism today is a bigger challenge than terrorism. 20th April 2010, in the Dantewala debate in Rajya Sabha, he goes on to say, we have failed, our command and control structure has changed, and these NGO walas are creating further troubles for us. In fact, Sushil Kumar Shinde for the first time used the word urban Naxal in a counter affidavit in the Supreme Court in 2013. This is the story of the abject failure of a helpless home minister named P. Chidambaram, and I am so proud today, Pranesh. If one achievement of the BJP has to be pointed out, it is that they have got down the Naxal affected districts from 126 down to 7 to down to 3. This is the single biggest achievement which needs case studies, honestly. How they introduced the Nai Disha package, how they hunted down those who didn't reconcile. 2,000 of them killed. We remember in 2010, Pranesh, when Chidambaram was the home minister, in one single year, we lost 1,000 plus civilians. Can you imagine that? In 10 years, from 2004 to 2014, we lost 9,000 lives. This is the amount of carnage they had perpetrated. And Nikhil today here has the guts to say that Chidambaram did a good job when Chidambaram admits his failure.
Nikhil is still in denial, but I'll give Nikhil some time to do his research. He's constantly typing and, looking for facts. That can happen. It's a good thing. But Tala Rashadi, you shouldn't be surprised. This is familiar territory for you. Afzal, Yaqub, Hidma. अब मैं औरंगजेब की जिक्र नहीं करूंगा. Anyone who sheds blood, there's a lobby that cheers them. Why?
Pranesh, it's very shameful of you saying that it's a familiar territory for me. I never support violence and I will never be supporting violence. And any citizen who believes in the Constitution of India or who believes in justice and the rule of law would never support anything as such. So saying that it's a familiar territory for you.
No, I said familiar territory because you've been on the panel with me where we've discussed this. मैंने नहीं बोला कि आप ये नारे लगाते हैं. समझ तो लीजिए ताला रशादी, इतना आप ये तो वैसे ही हो गया. धुरंधर में लोग बोल रहे हैं कि ये तो मिस्टर चिदम्बरम है, उनके बारे में बात हो रही है. I did not say that, but answer the larger question.
Okay, तेरे वादे पर जिए हम तो ये जान झूठ जाना कि खुशी से मर जाते अगर एतबार होता. आपके जवाब में मेरा शेर था. खैर, प्लीज पुट फॉरवर्ड योर क्वेश्चन, आई विल आंसर इट.
नहीं, मैं समझा नहीं आप क्या बोल रहे हैं. ये मेरे शेर मैं समझ नहीं पाया आप क्या बोल रहे हैं. ये शेर मुझे समझा दीजिए तो मैं आगे बढ़ूं.
मैं फिर से पढ़ता हूँ शेर की. तेरे वादे पर जिए हम तो ये जान झूठ जाना कि खुशी से मर ही जाते अगर एतबार होता. तो आपने सफाई दे दी, मैंने कबूल कर ली. इन शॉर्ट, इन अ नटशेल यही है. ठीक
नहीं तो जवाब तो दे दीजिए. ये जो जैसे अभी रवि श्रीवास्तव, डॉक्टर पुल्ला राव ये सब कह रहे हैं कि ये भी तो ह्यूमन बींग्स हैं, इनकी जान क्यों जाती है. चिदम्बरम जी कह रहे हैं कि सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कंडीशंस है, गरीबी, अन्याय, इनजस्टिस की वजह से लोग बंदूक उठा लेते हैं.
देखिए, whether you agree or you disagree with that, Naxalism in India has taken its place, and there is an ideology working behind that. It may be that it is arguable that the ideology is good or bad and everything. There are two sides of each and every coin. But if we want to eradicate Naxalism from the root level, we would have to counter that ideology, that mindset. To be very fair,
sir, there are no Tala Rashadi. I'm sorry, there are no two sides to this. There is no argument here. If you spill blood of innocents, you will be dealt with accordingly. There are no two sides here. Shehzad?
No, one thing I don't understand is that usually the people down on the bottom part of the panel, including Nikhil, they are saying हम संविधान की रक्षा में हैं. Even if you assume that there might be so-called root causes of garibi, illiteracy, halaki, Amit Shah ji explained that this is not the cause. But even if you use that as an excuse, what allows them to pick up the arms? Because that is not Samvidhanik, that is not Ambedkarite way. There are many poor districts, there are many districts that have been backward in development. So is that justification for picking up arms? How come they turn their argument on the head when it is convenient for them? Point number one. Point number two, look at the convenience. Just now the Delhi blast which had taken place, Imran Masood said ye bhatke hue yuva hai. At that time, he has justified and he had said that, look, these people are just bhatka hua. All the time they are justifying Islamic jihad or they are justifying the Naxalism. And you have the likes of Mr. Nikhil Jain. Nikhil Jain is keeping on asking for proof. Here, Telangana Pradesh Congress Committee Chief. Maoists are our own citizens. They are fighting for the poor. Now, on one hand, Nikhil said Chidambaram was killing them. Now, on the other hand, their leader right now has said that they are fighting for the poor. Nikhil Jain's hypocrisy is peak hypocrisy. Matlab, it is right in front of him how they have defended terrorists and Naxalites, but yet this man shamelessly comes and defends the Congress party which has given them soft cover.
Nikhil, should I play that Rahul Gandhi video?
Fixing this Naxal corridor,
Nikhil,
which you developed under your Raman Singh government.
Okay. Nikhil, now this is an over 8-minute video. This is a video. Listen, look at the screen, Nikhil. Now you will say I can't see the screen. Can you see the screen?
Was this video posted by Rahul
Answer
Gandhi?
my question. This is Rahul Gandhi. This is Rahul Gandhi, posted by Rahul Gandhi. Shri Rahul Gandhi, LOP Rahul Gandhi, Jan Nayak Rahul Gandhi, Thalaivar Rahul Gandhi. Because if I put out something which is not tweeted by him, then there are other people, other Jan Nayaks who will come after me. So this is an over 8-minute clip. Now if you go to counter 725, and that's the counter where we listen. Now Nikhil, please, you said where is the proof? This is the proof. Look at the posters. क्या लिखा है पोस्टर पे?
प्रणेश क्या लिखा है उस पोस्टर पे पिंक कलर के पोस्टर पे?
देखिए ना, देखिए क्या लिखा हुआ है.
I can see a screenshot. What is written on that pink poster is not all discernible. What the protest was about air pollution. When the government was not doing anything, Rahul Gandhi was asking for a debate in the parliament on air pollution. Instead of talk, and look at the content of his tweet.
Okay.
Not once has he mentioned
1 minute. Let's play the Hidma slogans again and keep this screenshot on air so that Nikhil Jain can match frames. Nikhil, look at this carefully. Beta, pink poster. Can you see the pink poster now? Now the video that Rahul Gandhi has put has this without the sound.
Pranesh, I can't see what is written on the poster, so I'm not willing to, I'm not going to concede on that. The point is simple. Rahul Gandhi was talking about air pollution. Your screenshot shows it very, very clearly. Has he ever mentioned Hidma? Is there a video that Rahul Gandhi has posted where it is being said, "Jitne Hidma maroge, utne Hidma aayenge"? Now you're trying to, put in together pieces from a puzzle. Shehzad clearly said Rahul Gandhi.
This is Rahul Gandhi's tweet, Nikhil. This video was posted by Rahul Gandhi. Nikhil, it still exists. Hasn't been pulled down by the Congress party. Maybe you can inform them that, look, I was ridiculed on a debate. I have lost patience now, please. Karan, sabut, abhi sabut dikhaya. Then he's in disbelief now.
So, Pranesh, I'll give one more evidence to my good friend Nikhil. 16th October 2009, Rahul Gandhi, the then General Secretary, concluded a 2-day tour of Jharkhand. And he said that one of the main reasons, in fact the main reason, we must now admit as a government is that we failed to make sure development programs reach the last mile. And that is why Naxalism is happening. It should not be just that we treat this as a law and order problem. We should also understand their point that development hasn't reached their doorstep. This is Rahul Gandhi back in 2009. Even then, he was widely condemned for his stand. I gave out dates to Nikhil. He couldn't counter any single one of them. As far as the abject failure of
Nikhil can't read the poster. You expect too much from Nikhil. You want him to, dig up those dates and, come with a counter, cogent counter. That's not happening, Karan. Shehzad, what's written on the poster? Stop Operation Kagar. Stop killing the Maoists who are fighting for Jal, Jungle, Zameen.
Pranesh, I remember this story was broken first by Times Now, and you had shown how in an air pollution protest, Hidma sloganeering was done, and the same visual of the Hidma sloganeering along with the posters was picked up and used by Rahul Gandhi, thereby sending a subtle message of support for this protest, because these guys were not climate activists, they were Hidma activists. Point one. Point two, chalo, I'll give you even more concrete proof, perhaps even more concrete than what my friend Karan has given you. Vinayak Sen was convicted for having Naxal links, and even when he got bail from the Supreme Court admitted that he had Maoist links. He was made the steering committee panelist of the health section of the Planning Commission. Why? Under UPA.
Nikhil, will you answer that, or you can't now understand the question?
Said. No, first of all, I'm not going to pretend that I know every single incident of conviction that happened, and one random incident Shehzad Poonawalla brings, and I don't.
One random poster, one random incident, random dates by Karan. Now, Nikhil, what are you here for? To say Rahul Gandhi is great?
He clearly said that Rahul Gandhi posted a video of jitne Hidma maroge. What is shown, what you have shown is a tweet where Rahul Gandhi is talking about air pollution. There is no audio, no mention of the Hidma thing. Now, whether Shehzad is lying or not, that is for your viewers to discern. He said that Rahul Gandhi supported these Hidma protesters. Now, please show me where has Rahul Gandhi.
He did. That's the video.
Pranesh, I am taking visuals from an air pollution protest. I am talking about air pollution. Whatever other elements were there at that protest, I have not used their video. I have not agreed with their stand. And you are saying
Shehzad is responding to you.
I'll respond. Pranesh, tomorrow if I mute a video of Osama bin Laden and I overlap it and I write a caption that he is speaking about world peace, although he is saying that he is happy with 9/11, does that make Osama bin Laden a climate activist? Similarly, these I don't want to use the word on national TV, these jokers were supporting Hidma, a terrorist. Their visual, they have been actually booked for supporting Hidma, has been used by Rahul Gandhi, leader of opposition, and this Nikhil Jain is saying because it is a mute video and he can't read the poster, therefore it is not in support of Hidma, it is in support of air pollution. I mean, you need the most zero logic to even say this, whereas the statements of Vinayak Sen, statements of Telangana Congress, statements of Jairam Ramesh and his letter in defense of a Maoist has been given. Vinayak Sen has been convicted under UAPA and he was in the Planning Commission.
रवि श्रीवास्तव जी, सर आपको तो दिखाई भी दे रहा है, सुनाई भी, समझ में भी आता है. निखिल जैन का, one can have a bad day. छोड़ देते हैं उनको. I don't want to, go too hard on Nikhil. Sir, when slogans like this, तुम जितने हिडमा मारोगे. रवि श्रीवास्तव जी, just listen to this simple question, sir. 1 minute, sir. We live in a civilized society where all of us should value the rule of law. Is there any excuse, should there be any excuse or justification for terrorism?
Pranesh, first of all, I strongly condemn this kind of sloganeering. I am not supporting it. Let my stand be very clear.
Right.
But let me tell you, the entire fight was for the jar, jameen or jungle. And what this government is doing, Naxal Mukt Bharat, they are actually doing Naxal Mukt land. What they want is to displace them and in the name of Vikas, grab their land and give it to their capitalist friends.
Now,
this is what is
okay. If the government is doing this, 1 minute. So now answer 1 minute. Ravi Srivastava ji, 1 minute. So according to you, Hidma was a human rights activist. He was fighting to ensure justice for these Naxals. Who was Hidma? What did Hidma do?
Forget Hidma, what I am saying now. This is the objective of the government. That is what BJP is doing. Hidma has been lost. He has died already. You talk about the current, Naxal Mukt Bharat.
Okay, so this crackdown against Naxals, Maoist terror is aimed to grab land. That's the charge by Ravi Srivastava, as ridiculous as a claim can be. But what do we expect from you know, the likes of Ravi Srivastava, Tala Rashadi, you said two sides to everything. What is the second side, sir? One side is terror, blood. What is the second side here?
So I didn't say that two sides. What I meant to say was that you yourself said that they are supporters of Naxals. That is exactly what I mean to say. That there are people who are sympathizers of the ideology that the Naxals say that they belong to. As we have been hearing about Jal, Zameen and Jungle and such slogans. What I mean to say is that if you want to uproot, you need to uproot the tree, not the branches. If you want to erase an ideology, a mindset.
Sir, you're lost in the woods. 1 minute. What is this tree and branches? 1 minute. Tala Rashadi, 1 minute. Even if you want to launch a campaign or lead a campaign to save Jal, Jungle, Zameen, should you pick up the gun?
Never. No, the guns are not the solution. The rehabilitation or the bringing the Naxals into mainstream by making them surrender is a very good step. And that is what exactly I'm trying to highlight here. That violence in any form is not the solution. We need to address the core issue. We need to address the root cause, and we need to erase that going through the root cause.
The root cause is not lack of development, Tala Rashadi. Get that straight. I began by saying that. These people have not picked up the gun because they were poor or because of some injustice.
You don't know about their issues from the grassroots level. Sitting in the studio saying something.
Sitting in the studio, sir, 1 minute. Where are you sitting? Where are you sitting? You know why Osama bombed America? You know why Afzal Guru did what he did? Why Burhan picked up the gun? Where were you sitting?
That depends upon your perception.
No, you tell me, what is your perception? No, let's have it then on national television. Why did Burhan Wani pick up the gun? Because he did not have a good pocket money? Why?
I haven't been into Burhan Wani's shoes so that I can say why did he pick up the gun. You know, I haven't been into his shoes. Someone who understands his issues.
You don't have to, sir. There is nothing to understand. Shehzad, no, you can have a deadline against Naxals. What will you, how will the government handle, you know, this mindset? The urban Naxals, the sympathizers.
I am aghast at the kind of arguments being made. Ravi Srivastava says that killing Naxals who have a gun, who kill civilians and security forces, is Naxal Mukt land. So next time we target terrorists in POK, he will say Momin Mukt POK ban gaya. Bhai wo to Momin the, wo to Maulana Maulvi the, ye bhi bol sakte hai wo kal. दूसरी बात, ताला रशादी सेज ट्री और ब्रांचेस, भाई साहब हम जड़ से निकाल रहे हैं और जड़ में इसकी आइडियोलॉजी है कि हम बैलेट से नहीं बुलेट से व्यवस्था परिवर्तन करेंगे. एंड इफ यू पिक अप अ गन अगेंस्ट द जवान्स एंड द सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस, यू विल बी डिस्पैच टू द 72 ऊर्स विद दैट बंदूक. You mark it. This is not a government of Manmohan Singh and Sonia Gandhi. तुम बंदूक उठाओगे, तुम्हें बंदूक से मारेंगे, और तुम बंदूक छोड़ोगे, तब तुम्हारे लिए दरवाजा खुला है बातचीत का.
ताला रशादी
बंदूक के स्टेट के खिलाफ नहीं उठा सकते.
ताला रशादी
सुनिए, इन्होंने कहा मार्च 31 की डेडलाइन दी गई थी कि नक्सल फ्री भारत हो गया. सिर्फ 2025 में ही अगर आप देखिए तो 117 इंसिडेंट हुए, जिसमें 52 सिविलियंस और 33 सिक्योरिटी फोर्सेस के पर्सनल मरे. 31 डेडलाइन की क्या हुआ, वो भी एक जुमला साबित हुआ. ये बैठ के ये लोग चैनल पे डरावने भाषण दे सकते हैं, डरा सकते हैं और झूठे वादे कर सकते हैं.
Tala Rashadi, so you are admitting that these people were not climate or land activists. They were not, you know, people out there seeking justice for farmers or the landless. क्यों अपने आप को एक्सपोज कर रहे हैं? मैंने कोई कमी रखी है? करण?
नहीं, जरा ताला रशादी ने जो बात कही, आई थिंक ताला रशादी शुड फर्स्ट अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट्स रियली हैपनिंग. You know, Shehzad rightly said that those who were the miscreants, those who didn't reconcile, they were dispatched off. Fantastic. 2,000 of such killed in the last 10 years, just for perspective, Pranesh. But do you know, Pranesh, besides this, we've had more than 5,000 people surrender. And there is a scheme that the Home Ministry introduced, which is the Nai Disha. What it did was, it offered these people that if you want to surrender, we give you a stipend from 2,000 onwards till 10,000 depending on the area. We give you vocational training, report on your bosses, give us the weapons, we'll give you a prize. If you deposit an AK-47, you get a prize. You deposit some other LMTs, you get a prize. Surrender now or else face our wrath. And that resulted in 5,000 surrenders. So not only has it addressed the ideology, it has also come up with a package of rehabilitating those. And it has made sure development reaches the last mile. ये जो सब डेवलपमेंट को लेके रो रहे थे, पहली बात तो डेवलपमेंट इज नो एक्सक्यूज, लैक ऑफ डेवलपमेंट इज नो एक्सक्यूज. Who was responsible for the lack of development to begin with? And who was responsible for not being able to rehabilitate them in the mainstream? Today, this must be studied in institutions, Pranesh.
No, Karan, I agree with the first point, but you see, even if anyone is responsible, whether Congress, BJP, anyone, any party, how does it matter? You can't pick up the gun, period, full stop. You can't. Nikhil?
Pranesh, first of all, Karan raises a very important point of who's responsible for development not reaching the doorsteps of the tribals, and the answer to that is the state government of Chhattisgarh, which from 2003 to 2018 was run by Raman Singh.
Now,
of
Nikhil,
the BJP.
do not get
Number
me
two,
started now. Please, Nikhil, please. Nikhil, please. After the show ends, please read up. If you've read up on something else, please. I thought you had a point when you raised your hand.
Rightly lies on the show. He puts people on a goose chase, and then I have to answer on that. Nobody fact checks him on his lies. When this man Vinayak Sen was made a member of the Health Committee of the Planning Commission, he had been given a bail by the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said that no case for sedition is made out. You can't put somebody in jail for keeping books. This man was charged for keeping books. And right now, his sentence is pending adjudication the case is pending adjudication before the Chhattisgarh High Court. And he's been granted a bail by the Supreme Court, saying that this man, there is no sedition case made out against him. Now, for the BJP spokesperson to come out and say that this man was made a member even after he was convicted, that's an absolute lie.
Quickly answer that, then we move on.
You know, I don't know where to address the absolute stupidity. Sedition comes under IPC. He has been convicted under UAPA, which is a separate law of terror activities. And even while being granted bail, which is not acquittal, the Supreme Court held that he had relations with Maoists. Is that not enough for you? So you want people flirting with Maoists becoming members of the Planning Commission? I mean, what logic are you speaking? Do you have any point in this debate tonight?
Okay. Nikhil, don't stretch that point because there is no point in that. Viewers, let's quickly shift our attention. We have very little time.